on what I'm wearing today. My favorite sneakers. They're cute, huh? My mom expects me to come up here in heels because, it is a big event. However, high heels are definitely not a part of my style. But even style is one of the aspects of our identities. If my identity is influenced by the type of shoes I wear, so what about some more major issues? Values, beliefs, ethnic and cultural backgrounds. We need to figure out all of this to be confident and to be able to identify ourselves. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced the feeling that you're not in the right place? Sometimes we may feel like we don't belong to the environment where we are now. But my friend Allery had a major issue with this. She's an ethnic Korean, growing up in a different country, Argentina, an official citizen born and raised here. However, because of her visual difference in appearance, when people see her, they'd treat her like a foreigner, or even scream behind her, "Go back to your country!" But she is already in her country. Here's a big question appears. When she goes to Korea, the only thing that connects her to the country is appearance. Language and culture barriers say she is not one of them. She is a foreigner here too. This is an example of third culture kids. According to Paulo Carol, these are individuals who are raised in a culture other than their parents' culture, or live in a different environment during a significant part of their childhood. My friend, as a third culture kid, is an extreme example of self-identity crisis. Not belonging anywhere, not knowing who you are. Is it a total freedom of a blank page, or it is a cage of the constant feeling of being lost? Once, she said to me, "Now I'm okay with the chaos of my cultural heritage." My friend spent years trying to find her identity, and in the end, she realized that the thing she was looking for was right in front of her. The mixture of different traditions, cultures she grew up in, being like a bridge between two different countries, is basically her identity. However, you don't need to spend all of your childhood abroad to experience this. As the majority of the audience today are students from international university, we may relate to cross-culture kids. According to Globally Grounded, these are people who live, have lived, or meaningfully interact with two or more cultural environments during a significant period of time. For example, I'm from Ukraine, and I've been living in a different country for almost 3 years. I went to Lithuania when I was 18 to pursue a degree I love. But at some point, I felt trapped between two different countries and not knowing anymore where my actual home is. Because I have friends and people I love in both countries, as well as the environment where I feel comfortable. As I understood later, it's totally normal. You and I are socio-historical and socio-cultural products. We are being shaped every day by our environment and our own choices. The places we were born in, the food we eat, the language we speak, our friends, all of this define us and give us different labels. According to Gergen, this means that our identity is not biologically pre-given to us. Instead, we all occupy it during our lifetime. Our world is constantly changing. So the idea of what identity is nothing like it was in the past. The Oxford Dictionary states that self-identification is an act of recognizing that you have a particular characteristic or belong to a particular category. Sounds pretty understandable, right? But what happens if you have no idea where you belong, or what is your particular category is. The idea of identity itself is a whole complicated issue, and it's definitely a topic for a different speech. Today, I would like to discuss the problem of identity crisis. Or maybe not really a problem. I want to say that our 20s are the best time to find it out. You're not rooted anywhere for now. You're free as a bird to travel, explore, find who you really are, where you belong, or fit in the best. You have all the time you need. I mean, of course, if you're older, it doesn't mean that you can't search for yourself or question your identity. You might deal with identity crisis at any point of your life, and it's totally normal. However, today I would like to focus on the young people, like myself, who just entered their adult lives. My friend Sophia once said to me, "Your 20s are really weird. You need to figure stuff out. No one takes you seriously. You don't know anything, but everyone expects you to know. You need a job and figure out your life." Well, sometimes it's so hard to relate yourself to one specific category when there are so many of them, right? Especially in your early stages of independent life. An identity crisis is a stage in life in which person's concept of identity or role in the world is questioned. Erik Erikson, a psychologist who established the concepts of teenage identity crisis and middle life crisis, claims that personalities are formed through the resolution of stressful life situations. Yeah, we need to go through some challenges to form ourselves. He also claims that the most significant difficulty that humans confront is the development of identity. An identity crisis, according to Erikson, is a period of intense reflection. If you find yourself searching for the answers of who you are, what you believe in, what your life goals or purpose are, congratulations! You might be going through identity crisis. But hold on, wait a minute. A crisis? It's not the right word. It is a game, a challenge to take, an adventure to go with yourself. It's quite nature to wonder who you are, especially considering how much we involve during our lives. Despite the difficulties of reconsidering your sense of self, it can also be quite beneficial in the long run. Understanding yourself better and being able to adapt to a change may allow you to grow as an individual. One of the results of self-identity crisis is self-awareness, which is important because it helps us to see ourselves as a distinct and independent individuals with a better understanding of ourselves. As a result, we are able to make changes and focus on our strengths while also recognizing the areas where we may improve. Seeking information about your sense of self, mission, and beliefs can help you get a deeper understanding of who you are and who you will become. Understand that change is an integral part of life, and little by little, reflecting on your experiences, you will notice that you've been growing all along. I'm sure you will find all the answers you're looking for. But let me remind you, being lost is okay. Not knowing what to do is okay. Don't feel like you belong anywhere is okay. We need to get lost first to find ourselves. And as Julian said, especially to the people with the backgrounds of global nomads who experience the diversity of culture themselves instead of the book. We all want to feel the sense of sameness, find a sense of belonging. And to do that, We can only carry on the journey by exploring until we find a place where we belong.